You're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. I'm your host, Susanna Oktay. For our top stories, Delta variant makes up 10 to 50% of all new COVID-19 cases. A vocational training center opened to prepare workforce for the agricultural sector. Hunnu descendants in Eastern Europe will be revealed through a documentary. For other news, stay tuned. The Ministry of Health reported that 1,596 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed on today, and 5 more people have died.
As of today, 1,596 new cases were confirmed from the people who took COVID-19 tests. 2,022 patients recovered within the past 24 hours. Sadly, 5 people died due to COVID-19 complications. All new cases are of domestic transmission. 314 confirmed in Ulaanbaatar and the remaining 1,282 in the provinces. 11,093 COVID-19 patients are being treated at hospitals. Additionally, 10,309 patients are being treated at home. Among the 11,093 COVID-19 patients being treated at hospitals nationwide, 6,332 are showing mild symptoms of illness, and 191 are in critical condition.
Despite a steady decrease in new COVID-19 cases in Mongolia, case numbers have started to rise again. Earlier this month, researchers from the National Center for Communicable Diseases warned that COVID-19 case numbers would increase and peak in mid-September.
Researchers are particularly worried about case numbers in the provinces, where the Delta variant has been confirmed among 10 to 50% of all new cases. It is believed that the high spread of the variant was caused by the rush of travelers to the provinces this summer and the return to large gatherings in the provinces, including wedding ceremonies. Even easternmost Dornot province has recorded a case of the Delta variant of COVID-19. As of Monday, 333 COVID-19 patients are now hospitalized.
The COVID-19 situation in Dornot has reached the red level. As more and more COVID-19 cases are confirmed, we're facing the problem of a lack of hospital beds. The Province Emergency Commission has issued a decision to use beds at private hospitals and to start having some patients with mild symptoms treated at home.
Due to the start of the new academic year, there will be an increased risk of exposure to infection in September. University students from the provinces have been coming to Ulaanbaatar to move into dormitories, where 200 to 300 students live together and share bathrooms and other common areas. An average of 6,000 to 7,000 people are taking PCR tests every day. The spread of the Delta variant is expected to reach its peak in mid-September.
For the first time in 30 years, there is an opportunity to reap an abundant harvest of crops and vegetables this fall, officials say. At such occasions, a prepared workforce is crucial in the agricultural sector. In Bainchantmansom of Tu province, a vocational training center has been opened to start preparing the workforce.
The vocational training center will systematically prepare a workforce for the agricultural sector. The students at the Polytechnic College are now able to work on the processing of raw wool and cashmere to hone their skills and knowledge with both theory and practice, which would give them a head start when they enter into the labor market. The same centers have also been built by the Asian Development Bank's funding at vocational training centers in 5 different provinces. Also, the center has both winter and summer greenhouses and cellars to allow students interested in working as a farmer to gain practice. Additionally, an extension for automotive painters and mechanics of agricultural equipment has been created at the center.
As our college has become a vocational training center for the agricultural sector, it is now possible to prepare a much-needed workforce for the agricultural sector, especially for skilled professionals to work in the processing of wool and cashmere and greenhouse farming. More than half of all Mongolian citizens at the working age are working in agriculture and light industry. However, there is a lack in the number of skilled professionals in the agricultural sector. So the Vocational Training Center allows us to train students with both theoretical and practical courses from which skilled professionals will be born and meet the market demands of our country.
As of today, 3 workforce training centers have been built by the Asian Development Bank, including the one based at the Polytechnic College in Bayenchanmen, Sum. Overall, there are now 7 vocational training centers in the country.
Mongolian filmmakers have visited Eastern Europe to make a documentary about the descendants of the Hunnu. Currently, the team is gathering historical facts and figures.
The filmmakers of Simu Studio are currently working in Romania. During their research, they are learning new facts from townspeople that are linked with the lineage of the Hunnu nomads. For instance, Hungarian Countess Claudine Redi von Kisrede, who is the great-great-grandmother of the current British Queen Elizabeth II, is recorded as a descendant of Attila the Hun. The Redi family has been known since the 13th century. It is one of the Hungarian noble families. Her family estate is located in the region of Transylvania in Romania. The film crew learned that the townspeople of Transylvania also see themselves as descendants of Hunnu nomads.
We learned that Countess Claudine Redi von Kisredi is a direct descendant of Attila's son Ernak. This place, the region of Transylvania, is home to the Hungarian subgroup the Szekilish. They called themselves the successors of the Hunnu.
The artists of Simu Studio noted that there are so many unknown facts related to the history of Hunnu nomads around the globe. Their aspiration is to reveal just a glimpse of history through their upcoming documentary.
Here's the currency exchange rates provided by Mongolbank. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
In Ulaanbaatar, 105 hectares of forest were restored this year by spending state and local budget funds. A reforestation and rehabilitation professional organization is monitoring afforestation of 30 hectares and the establishment of a forest strip on 50 hectares, as well as a green strip on 25 hectares. As part of the program on ensuring safety of water supply for Ulaanbaatar citizens and improving sanitation facilities, a resolution was approved by the citizens' representative Horal of the capital city in 2018. The Environment Department of the capital city and the Water Supply and Sewage Authority have jointly planted trees and established green strips with leafy trees such as aspens, elms, and bush in an area totaling 50 hectares. The Bogtan Railway project was launched on August 23rd. The government of Mongolia plans to begin construction of this railway bypass line as soon as possible and put the line into service within 3 years. In his remarks during the project launch, Prime Minister Oyun emphasized that the new railway line will not only contribute to the country's infrastructure and logistics development, but also is one of the key solutions to reducing congestion in Ulaanbaatar, while creating new satellite cities in Tuamek and alleviating traffic congestion. The Bogtan railway line is to be built between Rashant and Mant stations by passing the Bogtan mountain and will stretch for 135.8 km across Altınbolak and Siriksin slums of Tuamek and Bakhanga, Hangul, and Songunhairan districts of Ulaanbaatar.
At the end of summer, horse herders have a tradition to carry out a foal branding ceremony. In the countryside, the ceremony has begun.
According to tradition, mares are captured in the first month of summer. At the beginning of fall, newborn foals are branded through a traditional ceremony. The MNB team visited the Motor Hongor clan in Siriksin Som of Tuv province. The foal branding ceremony was started by purifying the branding iron with the juniper smoke.
May the equines grow in numbers until the branding iron breaks. This branding iron was given to my grandfather from a man who had lost all of his horses during a severe winter. That man said, "Use this branding iron from now on. This branding iron that comes from a family who lost all their horses will be a blessing to you." My grandfather told us that the number of his horses and livestock has increased well since that time.
The branding iron is well respected by Mongolians. It's a taboo to walk over branding irons and turn their head down when holding it in your hand. The branding iron is kept by covering it with a ceremonial scarf. From ancient stone paintings, researchers have found over 1,000 designs of horse branding irons. A total of 3,000 different designs are known today. Horse herders of the Motorhanger clan branded over 20 foals during the ceremony. They used the branding iron with a half-moon symbol.
And here is the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Wednesday with more stories and updates. Please follow MNB World on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.